My name is Michael Gray Griffith. I'm from a podcast called Cafe Locked-Out. I'm also a part of the community that I guess the government is labelling now as sovereign citizens. And ASIO, rather than looking to find out if any other fathers of any sort of militants might have an arsenal of guns, they're actually focusing all their attention on us as we challenge the status quo and we question the government. But let's talk about sovereign citizen. They're just going to use the word against my community basically as the Germans used dirty Jews. And they've tried anti-vaxxers, but that's not working anymore because so many people are questioning the and vaccines in general, that anti-vaxxer is becoming cool, so they can't use that anymore. And they tried to use cookers, but a lot of people in our community embraced the word cookers by having a Kookaburra emblem on their cars and stuff like this. So they can't use cookers because that's not sounding mean. It doesn't make the people sound dangerous. So now they've got sovereign citizens, and a lot of that is based basically on Desi, but I challenge you, go through the internet, find any video where Desi actually claims to be a sovereign citizen. So here we are, and they're going to keep using the word until we embrace it. And let's talk about it. Sovereign citizen. I think the one thing they got wrong, and this is to MSN and all the other people out there who are just focused on dividing and dividing our country. Let's focus on sovereign citizen, especially on citizen, because I think they've got it the wrong way around. It should be citizen and then sovereign. But let's look at citizen. Do we want to be citizens, or do we feel that we are citizens? Yes, we do. We actually love the country. We love the culture that is under attack, and we're actually very, very passionate patriots. So we love the country, and we have issues with what's happening with the woke agenda and other things that are going through, and it's a democracy, so we have a right to challenge the status quo of the government. But we do see ourselves as citizens, even though our leaders and a lot of people out there who went with our leaders basically said, if you're not going to take this vaccine, you are no longer a citizen. You are out of the community. We're going to cast you out if you don't do this, if you don't take this experimental jab. So we feel like citizens, but you made it clear for literally 3 years that we are not citizens. You're not going to get medical care. You can't go to funerals. You can't go to weddings. You can't go see your kids graduate. Anything you could think of to make us feel like shit, so that you could force us to basically give in, take something we didn't want to do, didn't want to take, in order to be citizens. That's where we had a falling out. But even though you cast us out, we actually don't feel you've got the right to cast us out, so we do feel like citizens. So we'll keep citizens. Citizens is great. But let's look at sovereign. Do you know what? Before COVID, I don't think any of us would have even used the word sovereign. Why is the word used against us now? Because that was the issue. When they were trying to mandate it, especially when they were focusing, and this comes from priests. Priests, if you're listening, good luck when you meet God. This is coming from priests. They were saying, in the Bible, it quotes, give unto God what is God's, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And so everyone thought, oh, well, Caesar is demanding we take the jab, we've got to take the jab. I saw it, and a lot of people in my community saw it differently. We saw it as like, this clothing is the Caesar's. My bus, Caesar's. This building, Caesar's. Most of the stuff you can see, cars, utilities, Caesar's. But my body is God's. And I am the custodian. I am the Archbishop of Michael. And Michael's body is a sovereign body. And I will decide what goes in and what doesn't go into it. So in that particular set of circumstances, when pushed, take this thing against your will. No, I won't, because I see my body as sovereign. I am sovereign. But I'm also part of this community, so I'm a citizen. So I'm a sovereign citizen. I'm a citizen who covets his sovereignty, health sovereignty, if that makes sense. So I'm happy to embrace the word, a sovereign citizen. So And in fact, that actually makes sense, especially citizen sovereignty. And the government and MSN, you reporters, if you could get the government to spend more money on education and less money on trying to convince our children they're born in the wrong body, you and everyone else in Australia would probably know what I'm talking about. You understand? Education. So yeah, I am a sovereign citizen, I guess, and I'll stay here and take all your barbs until you decide we need another word, because these bloody defiant bastards have now embraced sovereign citizen, as they did anti-vaxxers, as they did cookers, as they'll embrace anything else you throw at us until you realise we are your brothers and sisters. We just don't like to be told what to put in our bodies by a government that is literally being pushed to push that onto us by Big Pharma. And that's the truth. Okay? That's the truth, and you all know it. That's why vaccination levels have dropped like crazy, because most of Australians feel that they were defiled by their government, and their anger is not aimed at us. The only anger they really have at us is because they're not scared of us, because we're a minority, but they're scared of the government, and the government is upping that fear by trying to give ASIO new laws, by pushing all this thing, by dividing everything. And the only reason they're doing that, you know why? Because they've been in power so long and they fucked up things so long that they know they don't have a chance of staying in power unless they frighten the people into keeping them there. They are addicted to power, and it's to our detriment. This is why Pauline Hanson is rising up. The people have had enough, and in the government's desperate fight to stay in power, they need a boogeyman. They need a group that's responsible for everything. So let's pick on the group who basically is now disarmed because they took all our guns away, even though I don't have guns. Let's pick on these people, sovereign citizens. Don't blame us for the fact that the gas has all gone away. Don't blame us for all the other fucking things that are going wrong. Blame those sovereign citizens who up to 5 years ago were just like you until they finally said no to taking a untested trial vaccine. Us